Yes, welcome back. It is Katie on Scoreline, and today we're focusing on matters to do with the roll bull. And before the break, actually, the people in my set, they had their medals, but sadly they had them in their pockets, but now we have them. And to be a champion, you just have to show you the world. You are the champions. Yes, bronze medal. Let's talk about your journey to go to this World Cup. And I'm also very, very impressed because at the same time, Jacob Nyaudo, the ladies' coach, was actually selected, I don't know, chosen to be the best coach in the entire tournament. So a very, very instrumental performance. But before going to this World Cup, a lot was happening. Yeah. Actually, what was happening before going to this tournament? I know you had a lot of troubles. I know the issues about you guys even cooking for yourselves, working on shift. Just in brief, tell us about that.
Basically, when we started our camp, we didn't have food. We were to organize ourselves, how to eat, how to go back to training. So even to the extent of creating a duty roster. Today, 2 players will, after training, will go and cook. The rest of the team will wait. When they cook, the food is ready, we go and eat. Then we come for afternoon session. So we have been doing all along for the last 1 week. But finally, when the sports office gave us the opportunity to use the Kasarani Stadium, we finally had an opportunity to train as a team because we were not cooking anymore, but there were some officials who organized for us some food. So after training, we just go and eat, then we continue with our training.
Did you actually anticipate having all these difficulties before going to this tournament? Or in your take as a captain, what went wrong?
Because for the past years, we have been experiencing such a thing, even much worse than this. So we psychologically were prepared. We knew that all these challenges, we'll face them. And as a team, we do it for passion. The men's team decided that we are doing it for passion, and we had a mission of doing it for God. So as a team, we said that despite the challenges, because we are used to the challenges, we are not going to stop because the challenges were there. But we must do this because more than 40 million people are watching us. We are representing the whole nation. So we decided that despite the challenges that we are facing, though it demotivated the players, because even this is a plea to the employees out there, because some of the players were restricted from coming to train with the team till the last minutes. Mm-hmm. And those who were released the last minute, some could not make it to the team. Mm-hmm. And you find that some even were sacked because of they had said they are going for the national to represent the team, but at the last minute they are told they are not on the team. Mm-hmm. So you find that it was really a challenge because some people now can't come for the training, yet they do it for passion, mm-hmm. fearing that they are going to be sacked. So we really had such challenges because the last minute is when we started bonding well as a team, because most of the employees released the players mm-hmm. the last minute. So that was one of the challenges that we faced.
I don't know in your position, Chairman Litaba Samuel, is the team actually supposed to be undergoing through what these players underwent before going to this tournament? And what was the federation actually doing in regards actually to aid these players on the same?
Well, I don't think the team should go through such struggles, especially the fact that it's a national team. And other national teams get camp. They get to camp at least a month before the competition, especially when it's a big competition like the World Cup. And they're given food, they're given accommodation, and there's enough time for preparation. So I don't think the team needs to go through these difficulties. But as a federation, we made sure that we provided the food from our meager resources, but as much as we were providing the food, we were not able to pay someone to cook the food. So we agreed with the players that we will cost share. We will work together and make sure that they get something to eat while they train.
So I know we're talking about the troubled roll ball team, and a lot of troubles were in regards to this team. And even talking about cooking to yourselves, where Why was this happening exactly? Who was failing who? That question will directly go to who was failing who? Who was not doing his duty for these players to go actually through what they went?
Well, as I had mentioned earlier, it is expected that the government should play a part in taking care of the national teams. And as far as I know, at the moment, Sports Kenya is supposed to be taking care of the national teams, but the Ministry of Sports is still playing its part. But it's a long story. Before you get anything from the Ministry of Sports, it's a bit difficult. So as we were struggling with them, days were moving on. And training had to be done because we were going to face stiff competition at the World Cup. So we had to go on with our training, regardless of the support for the camp. But we expect the government, as they had promised earlier, through the sports bill, that they would come up with ways of raising funds to support national teams, especially through the sports fund and other means. But somehow it has not worked out because it's not only roll ball. Many teams are struggling, especially when they have international competitions and assignments.
Do you think that actually what you went through might have affected your performance at the World Cup?
Okay, the worst part that we encountered is about the indoor training. All the games we played were indoor. So for just 2 days having our training for just 2 days at the indoor arena was not really enough for us. So it contributed so much in maybe the failures that we had.
And maybe cooking for yourselves?
Okay, for the cooking parts, we as the players knew we had a federation, which we were told that they'll handle everything. We had patience, and so far the patients paid us, of which we are still anticipating for more sponsorship so that we do not encounter the same. But during the cooking time, you'll see that every day 2 players have to forgo training so that they can cook for the rest of us. So it also played a part as a challenge to the results that we had.
Now, maybe from a point of view of a captain, which kind of message was coming out now from the entire team in regards to the issues that you guys were facing?
For the players, it really demotivated the players because first you have to miss, you have to plan to come for training, but in your mind you have already said that you're going to cook. So for that day, you're totally out of the training session. So that really played a part in demotivating the players. And the worst is when it came to traveling, whereby some were left. Because first we missed the plane, and when we missed, we had to go the first 7 who were paid with the International Federation. Then later the rest of the players. So that really demotivated the players since we were a team, and the team starts from whereby you travel from Kenya going to represent the nation. And so far, the challenges that they are facing the federation or also the players, because you find that players really had to dig deep into their pockets. Some are working, some are still students. And all the time you can't tell your parent that you need money to go and train, yet you're supposed to be in school.
I don't know, maybe in your own take, what do you think needs to be done? What went wrong that needs to be fixed in regards to the entire preparation? Because you'll be having different tournaments moving forward from this point.
Yeah, we have many tournaments we are looking up to. We have East Africa, we have Africa, and we have, of course, the World Cups that are still coming ahead. There's still a lot that needs to be done, but we actually require support because the federation is not a money-making organization. So we are not really able to come up with money except the little money that teams pay for affiliation. And that's what we were able to use even to give them meals during the training as they were preparing. So I believe, of course, the government has a part to play, but also the rest of the Kenyan society can come in one way or another to help. They don't need to give cash, but they can be able to sponsor in kind. We have many hotels. They can even give food during the training. We can have even maybe transport companies giving transport to the players as they're preparing. And so there's a lot we can get from the corporate world and from friends and well-wishers of rollball to be able to build the game. Because many other federations all over the world get support from their friends, from their colleagues, from their relatives, from corporate bodies and so on to be able to run their affairs, because a government alone will not manage to run all the sports all the time.
I know a lot has been happening, yes, in regards to these teams, and the players have been feeling neglected. And now, talking about players feeling neglected, there are issues that these players and also some of the different players raised before going to this tournament. And some of them were saying at that time that they came home as the world champions, they never felt that they were treated as the world champions they were, and also not treated as a national team they expect to be treated as. So it's a lot of issues. So let's listen in what these players actually had to say about them feeling neglected, and also at the same time feeling that the government and different stakeholders in the country are not doing enough to make this team be what it is. So it is just in regards to that. I know the players have been here, they've said it, but yes, before this World Cup, this is what they had to say.
Kenyan-wise, we are not recognized, and even the government, you can go to the government office and then they ask, roll ball, what is roll ball? And you're like, but we are the world champ. Some players actually miss the game, miss the training to go and cook for the rest of the team. So we've been doing that at our team manager's home. So we cook there, we go there, we break during lunchtime, we break, we go there, eat, then come back.
When it's your turn to cook, you'll miss training. So that session has passed you. So it's really a challenge, because some of the tactics that we need to use during the game, someone has missed.
It's hard. Who do I vote for? Nobody supports me. So I don't see myself voting, because currently I have no trust in anybody in the politics, in the government. I have no trust in them.
That is a young rollball player saying that she even won't vote because she has not trusted even the government. As we maybe come to conclude this show, what's your take on that?
Basically, what I will urge the government to step in, to recognize rollball as any other game, and we should not wait for the media so that the government should act. It should just act automatically without us pleading with them, because it is their right to acknowledge us. Secondly, for the well-wishers, sponsors, company, it doesn't mean when you come and sponsor rollball, we are giving you the whole budget. Maybe you can sponsor skates, helmet, give us water for training, transport, and that we will appreciate.
So I know help might be coming, and it might be coming in a different way. But the chairman will be telling us what the federation has been doing in regards to the same. But very briefly, tell me about your expectation moving forward, very briefly.
As we have participated in this World Cup, I believe it's an eye-opener to both the ministry and all our well-wishers. We would like to say thank you, especially for the Tunaweza Kenya who sponsored us during this championship, the Glory Outreach Assemblies, the church we do. So we all say thank you. So for now, my major expectations for the coming times during the championships
Very briefly, I'll cut you.
Okay.
Very briefly, in 10 seconds, what do you expect? And maybe just your thank you, because it's thank you anyway, because of matters of time.
My expectation is the growth of the game. And we are in social media, Kenya Rollball Federation, SWAT Rollball, Facebook, Instagram, even Twitter. So you can just visit the sites. And
So
see
social
more
media is working for you guys, and people need to follow you. Chairman, your last sentiments on the same?
Yeah, we are doing our best to spread the game to the counties, to schools and so on. So we need support from the nation so that the game can move out to different sectors and more people can get to play the game. We are building our base of volunteers, training coaches, training referees, and We look forward to reaching out to the estates because one of our biggest problems are the places to play in. We don't have enough venues to play the game of roll ball. But we are seeing a bright future, and things will get better as time moves.
A bright future and things will get better as time moves. Yes, I know a lot is expected from this team. Also, the federation have a lot of responsibilities that they need actually to do so as to make this team be what it needs to be. So yes, it is matters to do with roll ball. We've been highlighting some of the plights, the difficulties that they have been undergoing, but yes, much more needs to be talked about this team. So with that, we're going to wind up today's edition of KT on Scoreline. But yes, it is matters to do with sports, and also for them, when they go to represent the country in different ties, we also still expect them to star. And with that, have a lovely afternoon.